All right, let's get started. So here we are again, Fafnir, gigantic 3D printed dragon by Loot Studios. So big. Look, that's my hand beside it. But yeah, so we're gonna continue working on this guy today and gonna try to finish the wings. Have to figure out how we're gonna glue those together, seeing as they don't align 100% the way they should. But I guess we'll figure it out. So I will just move this guy out of the way for now. He's not attached to the base, he's just placed on the base right now. I will be taking it off the base for painting, and I'll paint the base separately from the rest of the dragon and the wings separately, because having it all as one piece is going to be maybe not impossible, but harder than I'd like it. But the plan for tonight is try to finish the wings, or at least try to get the wings glued together. And if we can get that done and there's still a little bit of time, probably start gap filling, because there's quite a few gaps that we're gonna have to deal with here. So I'll just move this guy out of the way and not drop him and smash him into a bajillion pieces, because that would be unfortunate. and we can get started on the wings. So I'm gonna need these, I think. Some sandpaper. Because I have a plan. Kind of, I think. And let's start with this wing, which is the right wing. Yeah, I think I totally messed up here. So this is going to be super fun to clean and fix. But I think this might be what's causing my issue, because I didn't get the alignment very good on here. So it's pushing everything on this, that way, on this side of the line, out by like a millimeter or two, which is causing the nubs on here, or some of the nubs, these ones, from here to here, to not line up with these holes, making it a real pain in the ass. So I have a few options, I think. I can either cut off most of the nubs on here, and I have no idea what this is. Yeah, that's weird. Huh. Anyway, I can cut off most, like, these nubs in the middle. This one seems to align okay, so I'll leave it. But get rid of the nubs. I might need to cut down these parts a little bit. I don't know if you can see it very well, but let's see. These things, because they might be a little bit too long, but we'll see. Oh, sorry about that. Something caught in the back of my throat. Or what I can do is I can try to enlarge the holes, but I don't know what would be easiest. I think cutting it would be easiest, because you can see, you could kind of see in here. Maybe not. There's not enough light hitting it for the camera, but you can see that the nubs are off by just the smallest amount. This one I can sort of stretch it into place, the last one, but the rest of them I can't, so I need to deal with that. And I noticed crap. Okay. Ugh. Not fun, guys. Not fun. Because not only are they pushed out towards the left when you're looking at the camera, they're also pushed out a little bit. So it's gonna be quite a pain to actually get this to lay flat. Ah, fun. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll just get rid of the nubs. Very worst case scenario, I reprint the wings and redo them, but I don't really want to do that. But if I have to, I will. And remember, kids, when you're doing stuff like this, engage your safety squints. Because, yeah, they're just popping all over the place. There. So I'm pretty sure I messed up when I was putting them together, but that's fine, because they're not the easiest to put together. Now this one, I don't know if I'll be able to, I guess I'll have to do it in chunks. Have a rotary tool. Give me a second. Let me see if I can remember where I put my rotary tool. Oh, look at that. I was smart. I actually put it back in its case. I'm super smart sometimes. Okay, let me see if I can get a sanding attachment for it. This one? Where's the other? Oh, I already have an attachment with the sanding drum on it. Sweet. Okay, let's see if this will work. Fingers crossed that I don't destroy the whole friggin' thing running this. I don't know how loud this is going to be on the microphone, so you may want to cover your ears. I don't know. Also, I think I'm going to put a dust mask on because this is a little bit different than hand sanding, so I may or may not talk while I'm doing this. I'm not sure how well my voice is going to come out through this mask, but ugh, I haven't used this mask in a while. All right, let's try it. It doesn't look like the mic's picking it up too much. It's kind of hard to get to every part of it. Damn. Okay, that made it easy. Don't think I messed up the rest of the wing too much. Okay, let's see how it aligns. Pretty darn good. Although, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this part. Because it's not the gap that I'm worried about, it's the fact that it's not flush, which is a little bit annoying. But I'll figure that out. So I need to, so let's say if this was here, I need to grind down the right side of each of these tabs by a little bit. Let's try that. Man, I've had this for a long time and I hardly ever use it. I think I only need to do those ones. Whoops. Yep. That works. And this is what I mean, if I can keep hold of it. See how it's not flush, like right here? That's gonna be a little bit annoying. Yeah, if I hold it like this, it'll work. Let's grind down this a little bit. Oh my god. Resin dust all over the place. Okay, let's take this mask off. It's a good thing I put the mask on because holy crap. Dust everywhere. Okay, so I think that's the prep for that wing sorted. Let's check this other wing, see where we're at. I don't think we had the same issue. No, see, this one we can get most of the way there. And it's more flush than the other one. Although, oh God, this is going to be really hard to keep tight because it's so spiky. So it looks like the two, looks like in the middle might be a little bit off. God damn. Woo! There. That's not terrible. I think we can work with this. And again, if not, I can just reprint the wings. No big deal. And figure out a better way to put them together. Okay, so let's... Well, I have this one here, so let's start by gluing this one together. So we're going to need the super glue. Just trying to make sure that it's where it needs to be so I can use it. Let's mix up a wee bit of epoxy. Dealing with the squeeze out is going to be a little bit annoying, but I think that's about 50-50. Close enough, I guess. Mixy, mixy. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to put too much, but I don't want to put too little either. Although some of the preview videos of this that Loot Studios put together shows them just using super glue to put it together, so I could probably have gotten away with just using super glue, but I don't know. I wanted to be extra safe, seeing as it took me three weeks to print all the parts for it. Better safe than sorry, I guess. What was that? Wow. Sorry, just checking my phone real quick. Okay. Super glue. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Few dabs. Hopefully they'll hold. You know, this one's the simpler one to put together, kind of. So I think this one will look fine. I might have to reprint the other wing, but we'll see. What if I do super glue in here? There. Maybe that'll work better. Okay. Let's put her together. Okay, now I need to hold this in such a way that I don't pierce myself with all these spikes, but still manage to keep the wing parts together. At least long enough for the super glue to do its thing. Gosh darn it. Okay, let's hold you like this. That's about as close as I can get it. Hold for a minute. I guess I'm gonna be practicing my sculpting skills to get these to match up properly, because damn, look at those gaps. Oh, don't want to get my fingers stuck to it. Yeah, that's about as good as we're gonna get it. So let's see if we can clean up some of the squeeze out. It's not a lot of squeeze out, which is good, I guess. But it's gonna take quite a lot of gap filling. Especially on the back side here, this gap is pretty big. And it's probably my fault. It's not, I don't think it's Loot Studio's fault. Because it is a really well made model. It's just probably because I haven't put something this big together before. So this is all uncharted territory for me. Okay, so let's, God, I don't know where I'm gonna put the wing. Ah, Christ. I need a bigger desk or more desks. Long-term planning. Huge wraparound desk that takes up the whole office here. You know, when I start making millions and millions of dollars in that Twitch money, you know? Okay, how are we going to do this without destroying my hands? And not having a massive gap on this side too. Aye. All right, let's just mix some more glue because this one's starting to kick off, which isn't ideal. Can I get this into the end by just swinging it around like a doofus? It looks like I can. Sweet. Okay, another blob. Probably way more than I need, but it's okay. And mixy. Make sure we get all of it. All right. Let's spread the glue. I think what I'll do is I'll put the epoxy in here. If you can see what I'm doing. Put it in these spots. And a little bit of it's gonna squeeze out and it's gonna help hold. And I don't really have nubs anymore. Oh. Okay, that feels like it's too much. But even though I don't have nubs, I can still put glue in the hole. Come on. Get in the hole, you. That's what she said. And hopefully what'll happen is that the top half of the wing will get connected with some of this glue that'll be inside the holes, and it'll hold the wing together better. Not that I have any idea what I'm doing, because I don't. But that just feels like it'll work. Actually, this one has the nub, so I don't need quite as much in there. Put some there. Okay, super glue time. When I paint it too, I'm gonna have to make sure that when I put it together, after it's painted, there are no gaps. Might have to do some touch-ups. Yeah, I think that'll work. Hopefully. All right, here goes nothing. Okay, get you aligned. Let's use my chest and not stab myself, hopefully. Okay, this is probably the best that I can do, so we'll have to deal with any gaps and cracks after. Just want to give the super glue a minute, to grab on. Yeah, I might have to figure out how to redo some of the texture, but we'll learn together. Ah, crud. God damn it. Come on, guys. Nope. Do not do that. If I had another arm, I could get it to spray some accelerator for the super glue, so the super glue just grabs right now. But sadly, I do not, so I will need to hold this for a minute. And there's not a ton of squeeze out, so hands are starting to hurt. Okay. I think it's as good as we're gonna get it, except this part keeps separating, which is a little bit annoying. So, what if and then I grab, ow, that hurt. Yeah, that's probably about as good as I can get it. So this is going to need some extensive gap filling and retexturing, which is fine. I can do it. Think positive. We'll get this done. I need somewhere to put this. My God, I have no space on this desk anymore. There. I think that's gonna have to do. So I'll give the wings a few minutes to dry, and then we can test fit them on the dragon. See how that goes. In the meantime, I need to make some space. Where can I put this so that I don't get uncured epoxy all over places I don't want it to be? Right there. Good enough. Don't need this remote. And we're gonna need sculpting tools. Just grab them all. Do they fit in here? Kind of, but not. Oh, maybe. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. I have like a brush holder thing over here, like right up there, in my hobby organizational system, and I didn't think that these would fit in it. Oh, well, some of them don't, but these would, except maybe this. These would fit. Anyway, I'm also going to need my epoxy putty. And I think that's it. Pretty sure we won't get as far as priming and all that stuff tonight, but hopefully we can get most of the gaps filled and retextured. Hopefully. Again, if not, I can reprint these wings and redo them. Not a huge, well, it is kind of a big deal, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Just a pain in the ass, that's it. Okay, so let's get started with some gap filling. And actually, I might have moved to this silicone mat too soon. What I can do is take a few things off of it, because I might need it for the epoxy putty. Okay, so I think we'll start with filling the gaps on the base. So I shall move Mr. Fafnir out of the way for now, and get rid of this piece of support that I just noticed. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Clean off some of the dust, at least as much as we can. Yeah, see, there was a little bit of glue squeeze out on the stair. I think we're stuck with it. So maybe what I can do is put a tiny bit of glue and just put like some sand or something. You can't see it because it's underneath, but like around here, I need a pointer. Like in here, I don't know if you can see that very well. And there's like a pile right here. And this is the epoxy, so I can't really sand it down. And it's in an awkward spot anyway. So I'll probably just get some sand and glue it there so it looks like a little pile of sand. Maybe put some randomly on other spots of the base. Give it some texture. There's a bunch of support nubs over here. So I might end up priming it and then having to sand down parts and repriming those parts, just because I'm sure there's parts that I missed with regards to the support nubs. But I think the more time we spend on these parts, the whole like prepping and gluing and gap filling and all that, I think it'll give a much better result in the end. At least that's what I'm telling myself. I might be 100% delusional. It's still gonna turn out pretty rad, I think. Unless I completely mess up the paint job. But I have high hopes. I think as long as I take my time and try not to rush, I think it'll turn out okay. Oof, that's a huge gap. And this glue was not solid. Okay. Yeah, some of this glue did not turn out very nice. See if we can clean some of it up. I don't have to fill the whole gap with epoxy putty, but I need to fill some of it at least. At the very least, the surface needs to be filled. Okay. A little bit more. Not sure what happens when you change the ratios, but I'll put you over here for now. Seems like they're about the same amount, right? Close. Now we mix. Oh, I should get the lube out. So once we fill all the gaps, the next step will be a little bit of sanding and cleanup, probably, because this stuff I have to wait like 24 hours before I can sand it. But I think most of the stream tonight's probably just going to be gap filling and retexturing, or trying to. And then next stream, I might sand off stream, and then next stream we could do some priming and some color tests on a couple of test pieces. See if we can come up with a cool color scheme. Or if my original idea for a color scheme actually looks good, because there's no guarantee that it will. Want to make sure that this is thoroughly mixed. Okay, I think we're good. Let's start with this big, huge gap. Right there. Okay. Don't want it to be that pressed in. Don't want you to be able to tell that there's a line there. Oh shit, it's not really what I wanted to do. I want to smooth it out a little bit, especially over here. Oops. I can sand it later to even it out, like on the flat spots. Just want to make sure that it doesn't look like a huge blob on top of the stone. Like it should look like that it's actually part of the stone. This maybe. It's like a crack right here, so let's add to it. Oops. God damn it. Not what I wanted to do. Yeah, this whole bottom, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Maybe I'll just not worry about the cracks in the bottom and just get like a big piece of felt or something, or cork, and just glue it on the bottom. I'm probably gonna want to sand these so that they're flush at least, because they're not 100% flush, but can deal with that later. Okay, where'd it go? Okay. Probably mixed up too much for my use right now, but that's okay. Just hoping that I can make it mostly seamless. I don't think I'll be able to get it 100% fully seamless, but as long as it's not like a glaring inconsistency. And we might have to do a few layers, I think. Might be using a little bit too much water. I had a thought. I have rocks. And rocks have texture, which I might be able to use to my advantage. Just want to make sure it doesn't look like there's an obvious gap. Then we can take the rock and sort of push it in. And then use a sculpting tool to give me that edge. Because there's kind of a little bit of an edge. I don't know, that looks kind of okay. It still sort of looks like there's a little bit of a gap. I might have to just do one layer of it and then just let it dry and then pass over it again with another layer. Too much water. Try to feather it out so there's not an obvious line. Okay, let's just keep going. You made it! Woohoo! You missed the wings. I got the wings together, mostly. They're gonna take a lot of gap filling, but I think they'll be okay. Actually, I need to move this wing because it's blocking part of the chat window. There we go. But yeah, right now I'm just trying to figure out these gaps. Trying to make it as seamless as I can possibly make it. All right, need a smaller one. This one, Or this one. This one maybe? Can probably do some stuff to make it look... Ah, it's too much water. Just make hide this by making it look like debris and sand maybe. Potentially, we'll see. Oops. Rid of some of the excess. Yeah, I might end up using sand and things. Maybe cover the whole base in sand. Who knows? We'll have to see how things are when we get to it. Trying to use a little rock to add some texture to it. It might end up being mostly invisible when I prime it, so I think that'll probably be the test when we get to it. Just, god damn it, prime the thing and see how things turn out. Okay, stop sticking to it. Okay. Actually, I don't think I want this one to smooth it out. No. This one's probably better. Ah, what the heck? It just pulled out. That's what I get for buying cheap stuff off of Amazon, I guess. Okay, put another little tiny blob. Because it still looks like there's a crack. Maybe, wonder if this one will work. I'm just trying out all these different shapes to figure out which one works better. Give it a little bit of a rock texture. Maybe. A little bit of water to smooth it out. It still feels like that's too big. It still sort of feels like it's gonna be too obvious. But again, maybe it'll just disappear when I prime it. Who knows? Maybe we just deal with the gaps and then figure out how to hide our crimes later. I think that should be the plan. That one should work. Because I could probably spend days and days getting these done. It's probably more important to get the gaps and like the details back in for the actual dragon because of all the scales and stuff, but I don't think it's as important for the base, but I still would like the base to look nice. Because I don't want to have a super cool looking dragon, but then everyone looks at the base and they're like, ugh, the base doesn't look good. It could drag down the whole look of the dragon. See if I can smooth this out. Make sure there's not too much water. See if I can feather out these edges. Come on. So awkward. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. I think we're getting there. Or at least we're getting somewhere. Where, I don't really know, but we're getting somewhere. push this in. Maybe we push it in, use the rock to give it a little bit of texture, and then use some water to smooth it out. I might have to rejig my lights. I'll have to look at that. Probably not tomorrow. We were supposed to go shopping today, but my daughter didn't want to, so whatever, we're going tomorrow. Because we need to pick up, she needs some shoes, she needs some new summer clothes, because she went through her clothes drawers with her mom, and she doesn't have that many clothes that fit her, so gonna have to get her some stuff for the summer and something for her grad, her grade 6 grad, which is coming up in June. So okay, I don't need a huge amount for the next part. I did make 4 loaves of sourdough. Yeah, I know. It's weird. They do grads for grade 6 now. I guess it's because they're going into middle school. But back in my day, they didn't used to do that. But stepson had a grad when he finished grade 6. And went to middle school, so need to get her a dress and some shoes for it, and then her summer clothes. But so yeah, have to spend a whole bunch of money. I don't know how elaborate the actual grad ceremony is going to be. I don't imagine it'll be that huge. Come on. In there. You probably can't really see what I'm doing. Just pushing the putty around. Then we grab some water. Take most of it off. And then we smooth things out. Or at least try to. I probably mixed up way too much putty. It's probably going to start hardening on me before I get too far, but we'll deal. And we do a little bit of sculpting to to match some of the texture that's already there. As best as we can, because it's going to be a pain in the ass to sand in here too. Probably definitely gonna need to figure out a way to hide some of these crimes. As long as the gaps are filled, there's a lot that we can do to hide it. And we'll probably be able to figure out how much we actually have to hide after I give it a layer of primer. This is going to use up so much paint. I might have to stock up on some paints. Okay, come on, get in there. I need a smaller one. Not only am I lubricating my tools with this, it's also good for my skin. Okay. Let's try smoothing it out a little bit. Ah, for God's sake. The stupid tip keeps coming out. And every time I put it in, it cuts into it. And I can't glue it because glue is not going to hold it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, let's grab a different one. It's a little bit awkward just because of where it's placed. Let's see if I can get in there with a finger. There we go. That works a little bit better. What we do want, though, is there's some faint cracks that we probably want to continue with. Clean it up a bit. It's not too bad. It's a decent job. Not perfect, but it's never going to be. But I should be able to figure out ways that we can hide some crimes. Ah. Let's bring the chair closer to the desk. There we go. Wait, I already have some here. You can go up there. It's a little bit tedious. Okay, interesting. Can I push this in? Yeah, this section's super messy. It's not smoothing out the way I want it to. And this tip is coming out too. There. Okay, I need to stop messing with it because I'm just going to keep making it worse. Gonna need a really skinny one for this part. Wait, I have some already. Okay. Less is more, I guess. This one turned out slightly better. Oh. Yeah, not bad. Here. Pretty good. Getting better at this. Little bit at a time. This is super gnarly, so let's try to fix it a little bit. Okay. Stop touching it. Leave it. Let's do over here now. So if everything goes well, we should have most of the gap filling done. Some of the gaps aren't actually too bad, so hopefully we can get most, if not all of the gap filling done tonight. And then we can figure stuff out after that. Why do you insist on coming out all the time? It's unfortunate. Get it in place. Okay, now we shape it. Whoa. Ooh. God damn. Let's get it in the crack. Man, I had a heart attack. Imagine if it would have broke. Oh look, there's some sanding to do over there. Don't worry about it right now. We can worry about it later. Okay. Oops. It's not what I want, really. Okay, let's see if we can redefine some of these sculpted cracks. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with me today. Coughing and sneezing. Probably because it's spring. Yeah, I think it might be because I have the pine trees that are right in front of our house. And every time it starts to get warm, they let out a bunch of pollen, and I've been leaving my window open in here a lot. So it's probably that. That and the fact that the weather doesn't seem to know what the hell it wants to do. Like one day it's cool, next day it's warm. Next week it's supposed to go up to like 30 degrees on one day, which is insane for May. But then I think the next day it drops down to less than 20. So it's gonna be weird. And it's a little bit annoying because I think it's gonna be 30 on Tuesday, and we're getting our air conditioning replaced on Wednesday. So, timing. But I'm gonna be out of the house for a bit anyway because I have an appointment, but still, it's gonna suck a little bit. No, that's too small. Let's use this dude. That's better. just use this to start to smoosh it down, and then use my fingers to smooth it a little bit, and then use the silicone tip to sculpt in the details. Yeah, I can't turn on the AC quite yet. Our condensers, well, the condenser needs to be replaced because the refrigerant in it is low, and it's old enough that it uses, I think it's Freon that's banned. So they can't just refill it, they have to replace the whole thing. So that's what they're doing on Wednesday. Shouldn't take them too long, but so Wednesday afternoon I should have my AC back, just in time for the temperature to have dropped to like less than 20. I just noticed there's some stuff stuck in there. There. I spent most of the day today troubleshooting network issues. So I woke up today and I have a bunch of applications running on the network, and I couldn't get to any of them at all. So I spent a couple of hours figuring that out. Finally got it figured out. But I also baked 4 loaves of sourdough bread. And those are cooling. I'm gonna have to put those in the freezer tonight, because we're not gonna go through 4 loaves in the next week. I was gonna do some gardening stuff today, but I don't know, it didn't look too nice out. So I just decided to finish the bread, and while I was waiting for the bread to bake, I played some Starfield today. Trying to get up to the proper level so I can start messing around with the new content. And I'm trying to set up some outposts for some stuff that I need. Need a tiny little piece. Right there. Okay, so far so good. Let's do this gap here. This one right here. Or at least attempt to. Yeah, these are definitely going to need some sanding at least. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Okay, don't drop it. Hopefully all this work is going to pay off. Still have to figure out where I'm going to display this monstrosity. I don't want to keep it in the office because then almost nobody will see it. Put it somewhere downstairs, but I don't think it'll actually fit in my display cabinet. I'll have to check. Okay, more. Yeah, it would be a nice table centerpiece if we actually used the table. Yeah, or barbecue when I do like smoked meat or something. or yeah, when I do pulled pork and stuff. All right, see if we can get it pressed down in here. There. Good enough. Next little piece. This one. Come on. Shoot, it's not really what I wanted to do. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to Do a little bit of awkward sanding. Yeah, exactly. It'll go good with my, maybe that'll be an OnlyFans exclusive. Me sanding in my underwear. I'm sure that'll get a lot of views. Okay, I think we only need to go to there. Really press it down. I think this is a little bit too thick. Can we dissolve some of it away with water? I think we can. Yeah, I think that actually worked. Sweet. Let's redefine the edge of the step here. There. I think that's good enough. So what about here? This gap is actually not too bad. Like here's fine. Here there's a little bit, and in there. Try to make teeny tiny snake. Ah, shoot. There. See if we can make it slightly more invisible with some rock texture. Okay. Next section. Come on. Get in there. Get some lube. That's what she said. Get down there. Ah, crap. Don't pull it out. Stick it in and keep it in. There. There's these torches. There's a couple of torches here. There's like one here, which you probably can't see, but it's underneath the arch. And there's another one right here. So I don't know if I should try to make some flames. Make it look like the torches are lit, and then painting some OSL. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. It'd be cool if I can, and if I can pull it off. But I don't know. We'll have to see if I can do that. Try to get that gap filled. Do a little bit of random rock texture here. Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit harder to work with. So I probably mixed up too much. but it's all good because I can mix up some more. It's longer than I need, but it's okay. There. Okay, there's one last tiny gap here. I think the gap filling might end up stretching across a few streams, because this is taking a while, and I don't think doing the body is going to take too long, but I think the wings are going to take a bit. Ah, shoot. It's not sticking anymore. There we go. Okay. Come on, get out of there, you. Okay, I think gap filling on the base is done. So let's put this aside somewhere. Let's do a swap. Dragon for a base. And do a little bit of gap filling on Mr. Fafnir. There's not a ton of it that needs to get done, but there is some, so. Ah, damn. Yeah, I think I need to mix up some more because this is really starting to get hard to work with. So let's just mix up a little bit at a time. tiny bit more. There. God, I don't even remember what lid goes with which one. Oh well. So I think we'll fill the gaps on the body and then call it a night. We'll do the wings in the next stream and then do some paint tests. Because I don't think doing the wings will take the whole stream, but they're going to take a bit. Okay. Just want to make sure that we still have that definition between the scales. There. Okay. Just trying to smooth out my fingerprints. There. There we go. Next little bit. Trying to make sure I get the shape of the scales so that it doesn't look too much out of place. Good enough, I think. Yeah, exactly. We don't want that panty line, right? Let's fix that tiny, tiny, tiny gap. Push you down. Ah, God damn it. Although, that actually might have worked in my favor. Because it filled the gap, and I don't really have too much sculpting that I need to do. Okay. That's that part of the leg done. Doesn't seem to be too much that needs to be done on the inside. Come on. Okay, this doesn't look like I need to do a whole lot. Just mostly smooth it out. Maybe redefine some of these lines. Wow, that was a weird cough. All right, sounds good. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good rest of your night. Probably going to be finishing up soon anyway, because my back is starting to hurt too because I'm hunched over. Okay. Can't see what I'm doing because the leg's in the way, but there's a tiny little gap here. Can I get my finger in here? That's what she said. No, don't reopen the hole. Okay. Smooth things out a little bit. Or at least try to. Okay, fill in the next little bit of gap. Come on. Again, the tail's in the way. You can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's kind of an awkward spot, so just trying to make sure that the transition between the big scales actually looks okay. And I want to try to make sure some of the details are still there. There, I think that's good enough for that. Let's do some of this gap around this leg. Oops. Okay. Smoosh it down. I might have smushed it down too much. Okay, let's get some more. Smoosh this down, but a little bit less. So that it doesn't expose the crack again. Like that. And work in some detail. Okay, a little bit more for this leg. Yeah, you can't see what I'm doing because the tail's in the way again. But I'm just trying to smooth everything out and not lose any detail. Okay, let's see if we can get this in the right spot. Don't stick. Stick to the model, not to the tool. Come on. There. Okay, I should be holding it with my other hand because I don't want to put pressure on it. and break something. Not at this stage. Ow. This one maybe. Yeah, we're gonna have to see what it looks like when it's primed. Because I can see all the lines, but it's because the putty is a different color than the dragon. Do not break anything. It's just a little bit left on this leg. I think this was too much. So hopefully I can press it down enough that it sort of naturally matches the texture that's already underneath. And I can probably use a little bit of water to help out with that. Ah, crap. Okay, so this is working surprisingly well. Just use a shit ton of water to dissolve most of it and just rub it off. then I can just carve out some of the details. Okay, don't mess with it too much. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a night. There's a little bit of gap filling that still needs to be done, but not too much on the body, so I think this is a good time to call it for now. And then next stream, we can finish gap filling on the body and get this aligned properly. Crap, what did I do? Like this. Okay. Finish gap filling on the body and then do the wings. And why am I having so much trouble aligning it? This is going to be fun when it's painted. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Next stream, we'll finish gap filling the body, gap fill the wings, and then go from there. If we have some time, I can do a little bit of airbrushing to prime the test pieces, and then we can start testing colors on the test pieces before we move on to painting the whole thing. Plus there's some sanding and stuff that I missed, so I'm gonna have to do that too. Anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time I stream. Have a great night, everyone.